deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. Watch for the members' awareness of intentional and unintentional movement of body language and distracting movements as well as movements that enhance the speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any other style the member chooses. Timer, please note that the time is 5 to 7 minutes for the speech. So Toastmaster Kumaravel is going to tell to Toastmaster Kumaravel, my dream, my dream, Toastmaster Kumaravel.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Day, DTM Satish Menon, sir. My dream. Have you ever wondered whether to continue your dreams or give it up? How many of you have are in dilemma generally? Can you show it up? Okay. So generally, we always have this problem whether to continue our dream um, or to give it up, right? So I also had one. Let me explain the story of my dream. So I would say this is one of my dreams. In fact, I was going to school, and on the parallel road, I could hear a sound of distinct sound of a particular vehicle. Uh, though I couldn't see the um, vehicle, I could see the sound. It made the sound started far away and came closer and passed by and faded gradually. I was I was so wondered about this sound. Then later I just shifted my route to that road and found that it was Royal Enfield Bullet. So during my school days, I was drawn to that bike because you can rarely hear the sound of the bike, and you can also rarely see the people who are riding this bike during that time. So I was the way it is driven, the majestic look of the vehicle, and people talk high of those vehicle, riding person. It was so amazing. I started to drawn into this particular vehicle. So then during school days, obviously I can just see that and be happy about it. I can't own it. And once I started earning, I felt it is not affordable. It was too costly. And when it became affordable, I had a doubt whether I can really ride the bike. That is 350cc engine and 195 kilograms of weight. So it was massive in the size as well. So how are we going to try? Everything is ready now, but I was had a doubt. So then I talked to various friends and people, and they all shared their opinions about the vehicle. Okay, some spoke high of the vehicle, and some spoke all the obstacles that the vehicle bring. So one thing that didn't stop me was there are two conflicting state I had. One was my heart say go and get it for you and experience it. My intellect said no, there is a lot of challenges and obstacles. Don't go for that. Okay. Even others also said all about the opinions. But then I decided not to take any action impulsively, but I want to take decisions, a calculative risk, understand every aspect of the problem, and then do it. Then I started exploring problems or obstacles that was brought up by me and by others. I just looked at it. There are three key components. One is the cost of the vehicle. The second is the weight of the vehicle. The third is the handling of the vehicle. So these three aspects I started doing the analysis. And weight of the vehicle, I could see like almost all latest bikes are between 125 to 195 kgs. This was probably on the other side, on the upper side. And when I ride the bike, I can literally see the balance that it gives. Maybe when you start the bike and move it a little bit, it is little tougher. But the moment it goes, it is as if you are driving a car. It's such a balanced vehicle, and but such a balanced stability it gave. Second point, the cost of the vehicle, right? So the cost of the vehicle, in Tirukural there is a saying, if you're in what you invest overweigh the outcome, you need to go for that investment. So I just looked at the vehicle and analyzed all aspects of vehicle, whatever it brings in. People own this vehicle for 25, 30 years just because it's fully metal. As much as they covered everything with metal, and every paisa you pay, it returns it. So I felt that cost is really makes sense. It's not low, it makes sense for the amount that I pay. The third thing, handling of the vehicle. When it comes to handling, somebody said, no, no, it is flat-tailed, you cannot move it. I just looked around and see every bike, if it is when flat tire, they have to move it. There is no other way. Either they have to call a mechanic and do that. And similarly, even if it goes out of run out of petrol, also the same problem exists. So all this analysis, what I found was three key things I found. First thing, most of the time, the obstacles are just perception, may not be real. Second thing, most of the obstacles are common to everyone. It's not just only for our own dreams. It's common to everyone. The third thing is what we see as challenge is not seen as challenge by others. And what they see as challenge is not seen by others. It's completely individual. So once my analysis gives this clear picture, I just went and bought it, and then I have my Royal Enfield bike. So it is 11,000 kilometers I ridden so far. So the point I like to bring it here is any dream for that matter. For me, it is owning a Royal Enfield bike and having that experience. But for someone talking in front of larger audience, for someone maybe dream is something else. But the fundamental thing is, a dream is all about ours, our own personal feeling. We have to go inside. It's an internal journey. You need to go and see what motivates us, what is making us happy. Just focus on that and take every step to achieve it. The key point is, like I said, when I was a student, it was impractical to have the dream. A school by owning a Royal Enfield is impractical. Initially, a dream was impractical once. Then it just moved on. Then it seems possible, but there has a doubt. The third stage, I also acquired it. I did not know how to handle it. Then once I know every aspect of the obstacles and how to handle it, I think the dream was came to my hand. The same point I like to give to all of you Toastmasters. In achieving all our dreams, don't put restriction to it. Just stick on to your goals, and then see every possible ways to understand the goal, why it matters to you. The more you make yourself understand what matters to you, it is very easy to achieve the goal by allocating resources and acquiring the right skills. By the way, Toastmaster, do you hear the voice of your dreams from inside? Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Satish Menon. As part of this evaluation, the prepared speech will be evaluated by evaluators. Today, Toastmaster Kumaravel speech will be evaluated by distinguished Toastmaster Satish Menon. I would like to hand over the session to distinguished Toastmaster Satish Menon to read the evaluation report for Toastmaster Kumaravel speech. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Satish Menon.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajeshwari. Toastmaster Kumaravel's speech about the dream. Now, all of us do have a lot of dreams when we were young, and those dreams still continue as we progress through life. Some dreams stay on with us, some dreams we modify based on the situations around us, and some dreams we forget because we think that it's too late in life to kind of go ahead and achieve those dreams. Now, Toastmaster Kumaravel's dream from the beginning was about owning an Enfield bike. And a lot of us have seen Enfield bikes. I have grown up around Enfield bikes because when I grew up in Mumbai, my house was next to the police station. And that time, only the police inspectors used to drive Enfield bikes. So the moment you hear an Enfield bike coming, you will be 100% sure that that was a cop riding that bike. Okay. Nobody else owned an Enfield bike. The only other person whom I remember owned an Enfield bike was a Sardarji guy next to my house. But he owned a Royal Enfield 350, and his favorite pastime was to disassemble the bike once a while and then put it back again. And the distinctive sound that Toastmaster Kumaravel talked about, that is significant of that Enfield. So when you hear that piston sound of that engine coming in, you know that it's an Enfield bike. And it's a dream that a lot of people have of building that bike, or having that bike, not building a bike, having that bike. And Toastmaster Kumaravel took that Enfield bike as an example and took us on the journey of how sometimes when you kind of work on your dreams do become success. And he talked about how he dreamt about owning that bike, how he kind of visualized about owning that bike, and how later on it became a reality at one day. In that own aspect, he also talked about things like what is your dream might not be a dream to somebody else. What you think as right may not be right in somebody else's mind. And what things right to you may not be right to someone else. So it's all about perception. It's all about what you want to be in life. And it is all about what you want to kind of get ahead in life with. This particular project talked about bringing up body language and bringing up certain nuances in verbal and non-verbal communication. The one good thing Toastmaster Kumaravel did is he gave the speech in a standing position. So that was the first positive to give a speech which talks about demonstrating body language. He had good usage of hands and good usage of hand expressions to express the, I would say, the attributes of the bike or the attributes of riding the bike, but all experienced through hand gestures. What could have been done better is more usage of sound, especially when you talk about every Enfield has got a synonymous sound to it. That sound, the sheer joy of riding an Enfield bike with an helmet, of course, that could also have been expressed more with verbal and non-verbal communication, and also what it felt to kind of go on a ride, a road trip with that bike. So that itself would have been a culmination of saying, yes, this is something that I dreamt about. So when my dream came true, what was my experience, first experience with the dream, in which case this was riding an Enfield bike throughout the journey. So all in all, a very good speech that talked about us how if you visualize something, your dreams do come take place. How visualization is something more important, but we need to work towards it. Also, your dreams are your dreams. Don't confuse it with somebody else's dreams. And also think there is no right or wrong dream. You have got the right to dream whatever you want to dream. But it could have been more better if you had brought in more vocal variety and more visualization in terms of gestures, both body gestures as well as uh, other verbal gestures to enhance the speech and take it to the next level. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.